Hello guys, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds. Recently we just got a look at the multi-hunt monster quest. Quite literally it just popped up on the map, so we're going to be doing some hunting. I'm mostly muted because I have my fan in the background and you don't want to hear just that, and I don't have a lot to say, but I hope you enjoy some of the gameplay. Thanks.
Power up activated. Don't let it stop me.
One key thing to note about mounting is now you're making a wound on the monster, and then once the wound is made, then you just press R1 to do your weapon-related attack to knock the monster by breaking the wound. And as you can see in the top right, we've hunted the Chupacabra, and now we have to hunt a Bellahara as well. Because, again, multi-missions are still a thing, and they still work. Now, what is interesting is now in expeditions, when you whack the monster, it begins what's called a field survey. And after you've beaten the first two quests in the beta, you can do as many field surveys as you want, which is really nice compared to the world demo, where it only allowed you to do specific quests, and that was it.
Always happy to take your quest.
More supplies have been added.
And they might have added it like more options to the world demo later, but when I played it originally, way back in the day, there was like 3 quests and that was it. Like,
Time for a few quick reps.
now we're gonna go fight the Bellahara because, well, it's a Bellahara and it's the second monster in this field survey. And quite honestly, Bellahara is a lot harder than I expected him to be, especially if you get like a high threat level Bellahara. And this one's a decent level. It's a 4 pip one, level 4 difficulty. Which I've beaten with help, but they are rough. Now we're going to do a burst pod, knock it down. never to use these. The thing to note with Balahar is you really want to dodge those freaking water attacks. Now that he's made the wound, he can quite literally just end the combat by knocking it. Also, the offset melody does quite a decent amount of attack on its first thing. I'm going to swap weapons because that guy's also running Hunting Horn, and it's the same Hunting Horn. There's no reason to run two of the same weapon in this demo. This is why now, Thunder seems to work pretty well against it, because it is a quote-unquote water monster, despite being a sand creature. That is an example of heavy recoil right there, because slicing rounds are known for usually having heavy rounds of recoil. This is also what I think is going to be the high rank Belahar moveset, because anything that's like 4-star to it generally drops like high rank mats, because they're rarity 6 mats. Get down here. Okay, this other guy needs to have a moose. I'm really liking the optimal health recovery. It's just fast, effective health recovery, just for pressing like a button and a stick. And they have the optimal status recovery, which is, it'll use like null berries or whatever, so to get rid of the status, whatever the appropriate item is. That's all my slicing around into the dang thing. Now, one thing I was of note, apparently if you're in ignition mode and you do the focus strike mode for the heavy bow gun, it apparently does more damage. When you break a wound with that frickin' focus strike, it does like 300 damage when the wound breaks with the focus mode, which I thought was interesting. You need to go. Get rid of the other one. We don't need two in this. This one's dangerous enough. And this is actually a decent amount of damage. Like, that time I didn't seem to do as much. Maybe it has to be a weak point. Like, that's over 30 damage right there. Actually, that might be close to 50 some odd damage. and the ignition mode, which I keep forgetting to use, still practicing. Oh yeah, that does hit a lot harder, huh? The hard part's being in optimal range, I feel. Like, being in optimal range is a little rough right now. I'm sure in the end game they'll give us more options for ballistics and whatnot. So you can increase the range that you stay at, the distance you can stay at to do optimal damage from the monster, which is what critical range is. And each ammo type is, of course, different in terms of the critical range you need to be from the monster in order to get the optimal damage. Ow. I'm not taking this water blight nonsense. You can see I'm not in optimal range, so I'm not getting as good damage. However, in optimal range, we're getting like a ton of damage. And out of the sand you go. Get out of the sand. Don't care if you're a sand monster. You're crazy if you think I'm letting you stay in the sand. Oh, well, I can't get it out of the sand that time. Oh, it's flat because it's in a turf warp. That's why. Missed. Like, Heavy Boogan feels really solid. I was concerned I wasn't going to like it, but those concerns were completely unfounded, I'm happy to say. You need to grab some easy bump pods, and this is of course what used to be your box. It's now the secret pouch. Grab items from the mid-hunt. As you faint, you get more items, and if you complete secondary objectives, I guess, you get more items, was what it seemed like, based on how it was described in one of the tutorials, but we'll see how that actually works out. I'll reload everything. I love the way they changed demon ammo. I don't know if it was an actual change. I never really used it in World, but now it's like an AoE that you can run through, which I find incredibly more useful than having to direct impact your friends with the shot or other hunters to get the effect. Plus, you can also get the effect by just running through it. Man, this actually is a decent-sized one. So as you see, it rolled through the effect, and I got the attack boost up. His other Balahar is once again in the way. Gotta disperse these guys. Wait, That's all my sleep rounds. And that got away. I do not like how these two are literally just on each other's backs. It's really... like, having more than one monster is really annoying to deal with, and the fact that they can pack, like, makes you really want to break them up. 'Cause otherwise you would be doing it too much. And honestly, I think this beta is actually... I've ended up failing quite a few times, failing the quest quite a few more times than I would have normally. I was playing a little bit earlier today that I didn't stream, and so I wanted to get a better feel for this weapon. Switch to ignition mode. And it's dead. Yeah, Bogans just feels really good, which is surprising in some ways, because I thought they were gonna like nerf this thing into the ground, but they didn't. So I'm good. I'm happy with the changes they made, especially with being able to just do damage to gain your special ammo gauge back. I think that's a really nice quality of life feature. And being able to end quests immediately is another quality of life feature. As you can see, those check marks are how many people have chosen to skip. And the fourth person has chosen not to skip. That's fine. We weren't able to see any reload or recoil screens. There just aren't any in this demo beta. Like, they're not showing us. We can make some educated guesses based on how they're firing. It looks like you get quite a few rewards from double monster hunts. However, it seems like most of those were Chedakabra rewards when we fought a Balahar as well. I'm not... Yeah. That might be an issue. But the torrent set comes from the Balahar, so we did get some Balahar rewards, but it seemed to be mostly Chedakabra for some reason. Because it was the primary monster on the quest, maybe? Interesting. Well, either way... Another thing I want to note, because I believe it was Takuda-san showed it off at day 3 of Gamescom, the water traversal is quite literally just that. It's not even really exploration, it's just traversal. So, like, when you go underwater in these segments in, like, World... Okay, let's see if I can find it. Where it's like, dive in. Your options are to go forward and speed up. That's it. Now, with this hook slinger, you can look around. Yeah, but that's about it. You're still going in one direction. You can't go left, right, up, down. It doesn't work that way. You're just going forward. Ooh, what are... I think I just messed up. Let's grab those. What are those? Smoke Shroud Gecko. Ooh. New endemic life. Always good to find them. They had geckos in the last one, but they weren't called smoke shroud geckos. They were something else. Of course, the earth, the malachite ore, and all that. Goldfish. Golden fish. Hey. Pretty good reflex grab. Again, beautiful aquatica. Ooh. Flowing sea squirt. Okay. Yeah. It's another just gathering item.
This is
Just fine.
perfect campsite.
Well, let's fast travel back to base camp and see what else is on the field. Restock up, resupply, and we'll get some more hunting in. I can't even see my stream on YouTube, so maybe it's just adding to what I've already got. Anyways. Alright. We're going to try another weapon. Mostly because I had one friend who was requesting these, so we were gonna try it out. They didn't have quick sheath on any of these, right? No, that was stamina surge, bombardier. I mean, I think this is the best setup, because for this beta, 2 stun resist, which is as good as you're going to get, and 2 divine blessing. I'd like to note that I have not been stunned this entire time with level 2 stun resist, which I find interesting. Stock that. Actually, let's throw these, because these don't need to be in my inventory right now, because those are things I'll just pick up in the field as we go. Not really a huge necessity to pick them up. Though I think anything you pick up that's over goes to your box or to like a secondary pouch that Alma carries, so that's really interesting. Trying to check the stream on my phone, but I just can't seem to get it to work. So, is it considering me live on this? Hold up. Yeah, sometimes when I make the same thing, it just does not like what I'm doing. Alright, well, let's see what else is out on the field. Let's get some more Raydao footage. Raydao is a really tough monster. Actually, I didn't stream this, but earlier I fought Raydao. I've beaten Raydao at least once. But I fought Raydao and randoms joined, and oh my word. Them and me, he dragged the attack while I was trying to get away from the attack to heal because he was targeted, and frickin' we both died instantly. And then someone else fainted again. So now he is a tough monster. This is not as easy as people made it out to be. Now forgive me if I am not the best at Greatsword. I haven't played it in this demo yet. Oop. I will probably not be like phenomenal at this, but oh yeah.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
Oh, and the cat's healing. You do not want to take that attack.
This will freshen you up quick.
Why is the capture note on? Take that off. Well, he got it out of the air at least. Whew. Yeah, being able to block with great sword a lot bit more efficiently is nice. It's also good that they kept the tackle. Now, if you can't tell, the orange on the bottom left circle there with the monster symbol tells you when you need to brace. Pretty sure. Knock him. There you go.
Go on the offensive. Looks like they're moving to a new area.
Well, we got some of the damage off. Really loving the new quick action things. Down you go. Of course. Oof. Oh. Oh man. That was scary. I couldn't see my frickin' screen. Holy cow, Raydow's down. Alright. I think this is kind of cool that, like, now monsters can, like, you don't know which monster is going to actually win this frickin', like, fight. Come on, let's go. It could be Raydow, it could be, it depends on who's getting hit the worst. Raydow is definitely a very fun fight. Dashaguma is even a more fun fight than I thought it was, so.
The lightning has them amped up. Might be able to use them as a trap.
Alright. Down. Down you go. There we go. The ability to turn your frickin' True Shark Slash is real strong. Earplugs would have been a nice thing to have on one of my sets. Oh, I'm dead. There's no getting out of that. That was a pin. Yep, there's definitely more fainting going on here. Alright, let's try the other weapon, the dual blades. Because we all know how good great swords is. It's just good. And the quality of life to it was like top tier. Try out some dual blade. Again, not a dual blade main, but I've dabbled with it a little. Okay, so Demon Lords are 2. Okay. And he fired that like point blank. Yep. Alright. Well now we know that I don't play dual blades well. That's that simple on this one. We're just gonna stick with the weapons I was using prior to, because like he is just too hard to hunt to be trying new things on, unfortunately. And honestly, the title of this was again Hunting Horn / Heavy Bowgun, since it's primarily going to be those two. Which, against right now, it's going to be most likely Hunting Horn that I'm going to play, because this monster just absolutely shreds you if you try with Heavy Bowgun, unfortunately. Again, it's a ranged monster.
You're not taking me down.
Come on. It also doesn't help that we're like in a close quarter freaking zone with a monster that is extremely dangerous, at least in this beta. Ooh, that would have been game over right there. Okay, attack it. Attack it. You can kind of see there's like a tracer effect to his frickin'. So like in between songs you can do like a re-up, which is kind of new.
Now's our chance.
I find very helpful. Yeah, seems to attack mostly with that and that. With his wings, and then with his frickin' face. Uh-oh. Whoa! That attack is such a cool looking attack every time. Oh, he fell down. Cool.
Power up. Weather's changing.
Holy guacamole.
Moving to a new area.
Alright. Let's get out of this zone.
Big guy.
Now this heavily severing pod's interesting. It's like free slicing ammo. Except I feel like it does more than slicing ammo. It's a really interesting, what you call it? Pod, because again it works like a slicing round on the heavy bow guns, except I feel like it does a lot more slicing ammo damage than the slicing round on the heavy bow gun. This might be very useful for those who are doing blunt damage and are trying to get a tail sever at the same time. Okay, maybe that's not as heavy as I remember. Maybe it was out of range. But like I did it the other day and I got like 20 frickin' tick on there. Quit walking backward while running. Quit it.
ground. Almost there. Sorry.
I'm glad you're all right. Take a second to restock your supplies before heading out, okay? Let's have another hunt with no surprises today. They've issued us supplies. Let's put them to use.